Because we're going to cross to London. Pro-democracy activist Nathan Law joins us. Thank you for speaking with us here on France 24.
Thank you so much.
Have we, in effect, seen the last ever June 4th vigil in Hong Kong?
Well, it's possible that the 2019 Tiananmen massacre candle vigil night would probably be the last one in at least short-term future. Since last year, the government has been banning the vigil in the name of public health crisis. But in fact, these decisions are definitely made by political decisions, and it will possibly be with the effect of the government putting harsher suppression on political activists.
Harsher pressures on political activists. What's the strategy going forth now for activists?
Well, on this particular day, even though Hong Kong people cannot go to the Victoria Park, which is where all the previous rallies are located, but they are doing it individually. They have lit candles on their doorstep. They've marched down to the streets in black and using lighting device to resemble the candle effect. And they are chanting slogans on the street, not as a group, but as an individual, so that the government is unlikely to say that they are in an unauthorized assembly, etc. So they are using quite convoluted way to express the same amount of discontent to the government, even though they cannot amass publicly.
And when you hear about the arrest beforehand of Chow Hang Tung, how do you feel about it personally?
Well, it's definitely devastating. Chow is a staunch supporter for democracy and keen believer in seeking accountability for the government for what they have done in 1989. And for her, she just posted on her social media account saying that she will light a candle going to the Victoria Park without appealing to the others' participation. So the government is, in essence, saying that by herself going to the Victoria Park alone, that constitutes a violation of the unauthorized assembly. And this is definitely unacceptable, because for a normal-minded person, we will know that going somewhere by yourself is not a gathering, is not a kind of like assembly which requires more than one person to constitute. So it's definitely an outrageous political suppression, and the government is not using like reasons to convince people, but mere political suppression.
Yeah, another place of assembly that's been more and more in the spotlight of late, French newspaper Le Monde talked about it in a feature piece, is places of worship, churches. I know the Hong Kong liaison officer who deals, who's in charge, Lo Huining, is somebody who is particularly attentive to that. What does it mean, this tightening of the screws, or this increased watch on religion and churches?
If we take a look at how the civil society has been quashed for the past years in mainland China, we will come to a conclusion that religions are not the exemptions. There are lots of churches, crosses being burned, being demolished under Xi's growing aggression towards the civil society. And in Hong Kong, religious practitioners are among one of those most vocal groups in supporting democracy, in supporting a fairer and more humane society. So there will be a lot more suppression put on the shoulders of these religious organizations, and the government would definitely go after them, given that they are still commemorating the 4th of June. Some of them had certain ceremony over it. So yes, definitely, the freedom of religion in Hong Kong is at risk.